Hey, this is Alex, and I decided I wanted to share something about myself with y'all. So, for those of y'all who don't know me well, one thing that is a big hobby of mine is watching anime. I love anime so much, and I thought it would be fun if I gave y'all a top 10 list of my favorite anime. So, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be telling y'all my favorite anime, what it's about, and why it's on the top 10 list. So, I hope y'all enjoy it. Also, I would like to quickly give a shout out to the person who inspired me to do this. The user's name is @DeathTheKip. I love their videos so much. They actually do a lot of videos on anime, so that inspired me to do this. So I hope that y'all enjoy it. I doubt that she'll see it, but you know what, why not? Number 10, Toradora. Now this is an anime that I really enjoyed. This is like your basic high school anime. It was made in like 2008, and it gives off major 2008 high school vibes, and that's coming from someone who just graduated in the year 2021. But it's a great anime. The characters are basic teenagers, and the relationship between the two main characters, whose names are Ryuji and Taiga, is definitely enjoyable. The reason why it's at 10 on this list is because although I enjoy the anime so much, I felt that the ending could have been a little bit better. But I still love the anime overall, and I honestly don't think I want to change anything about it. Number 9. Next up, we have Dorohedoro. This is a recent anime, and it's very interesting, and I will explain why. So, to sum it up, this is an anime that takes place in a world called The Whole. It's a universe where regular people live, people who don't have powers, but there's another dimension in which sorcerers live, and these two types of beings, they coexist. Now, the main character is a man with a lizard head named Kaiman, appropriate name, right? And he's trying to figure out who was the sorcerer who gave him the lizard head alongside his friend Nikaido. But little does he know about Nikaido's secret. Ooh. Number 8. Devil's Line. Ooh, when I tell y'all, this has to be some of my favorite anime ever. Let me explain why. So I apologize if me saying this upsets anyone else who's a fan of this show, but the best way for me to describe it, it's like an anime version of Twilight, but way, way better. So this is an anime that takes place in a world where vampire-like creatures, or devils, coexist with humans. And they're at a point in time where devils and humans are trying to coexist with each other, though there are many on both sides who are opposed. Though this anime circles around two main characters, one being a human female and the other one being a devil male, who end up building a romance with each other. And throughout the season, we see them trying to see if their relationship is possible, though it's very hard both with society and with instincts going on both sides. It's very hard. The reason why I put this one at 8, I know it's pretty high on the list, reason being, the anime kind of left off on a note that could have been better. It's unknown if it will be continued for a season 2 because it's never been confirmed and it's been a few years since the first season came out, but we'll just have to see, I guess. Number 7. Skate the Infinity. Y'all aren't ready for my opinion on this one. This anime is very enjoyable. It's a recent anime, and it honestly it inspired me to try to start skating, and I don't even skate. But basically, this anime circles around the two main characters named Reki and Longa. Longa is a new kid who moves into town, and Reki teaches him how to skateboard. And they end up becoming very close friends due to their love of skating. And they both skate on a huge tournament known as S. It's an underground thing, and it's very big. They do it for fun usually, but things get very intense when Longa is challenged by the legendary skater known as Adam. And let me tell you, this guy is insane. So, you need to check out this anime for yourself, it's crazy. Number 6. My Hero Academia. Now, I'm sure plenty of y'all have already heard about this, but I'm still gonna explain why this is on my list. So, this anime takes place in a world where 80% of people possess a power known as a quirk, and some of these people go on to become heroes known very well. And that's one thing that's interesting about it. This anime circles around a kid named Izuku Midoriya who longs to become a hero so bad even though he was born without a quirk. So, with that being said, he ends up being given the opportunity to be given a quirk, and he goes on to become, well, the greatest hero of all time according to what is said in the show. It's a great anime, I enjoy it very much, and I'm really excited to continue it. I'm not caught up fully, I'm on season 5, and please don't give me any spoilers. Also, I know you might be mad that I put it at 6. It is at 6 because while I enjoy it, the fandom be crazy sometimes. But just because of the fandom, it doesn't ruin anything about the anime for me. I still love it very much. Number 5. Tokyo Ghoul. Now, my opinion is that this is a really good anime, contrary to many other people's thoughts, so let me explain why. So, similar to that of Devil's Line, this is an anime that takes place in a world where humans and human-like creatures known as ghouls coexist. And the thing is, you're unable to tell whether or not someone is a ghoul or not unless they reveal themselves. And let's just say if they reveal themselves, if you're a human, you might die. But that doesn't necessarily mean that ghouls are bad. In fact, ghouls struggle just as much as humans do. This anime circles around a kid named Ken Kaneki, who, due to a horrible accident, is given organs that make him become half ghoul. And he's struggling to fit into the world of the ghouls, whereas he's also still half human, and he's struggling a lot. A lot of people didn't enjoy the anime, contrary to the manga, because the anime was a little bit different than the manga, and they changed a lot of things up. Now, I haven't read the manga, but a lot of people who read the manga say it was confusing. To be honest, it was still confusing without reading the manga for me, yet I still enjoyed it, and I loved the show a lot, which is why I put it at 5 on this list. So, yeah.
Also because it has one of the best anime intros of all time.
Number 4. Banana Fish. Now, this one is a whole emotional roller coaster, but I still love it so much, so let me explain why. This anime takes place in New York, and it's surrounded around a teenager named Ash Lynx, who recently discovered that his older brother may be a victim of an involuntary drug use, if you know what I mean. And it's very crazy. Not to mention, this kid Ash has been through so much, and through the show, he meets a kid from Japan named Eiji, who ends up becoming, he becomes his crutch. He really cares for this dude so much, and it's their relationship is very crazy, and I really enjoy it. So much happens throughout the show, so much sad stuff happens. I'm not even gonna go into that because I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but I have to say, if you're willing to watch it, just know you're probably gonna need some therapy afterward. Number 3. Hunter x Hunter. Once again, I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard of this one, but y'all knew I had to put it on this list and no less had to put it in the top 3. So let me explain. So there's a lot of plot points to this anime, but I'll just bring up the basic initial plot point. This is an anime about a young kid named Gon who wishes to become a hunter, which is somebody who can do anything really. They can go to uncharted lands, they can discover new things and get credit for it, and they also have access to amazing riches. But he's not doing it for any of that. He's doing it to follow in his father's footsteps, who chose to become a hunter when he was a baby, and he just wants to do it so he can get to know his father in a way. And along the way, he becomes a hunter alongside his friends Kurapika, Leorio, and Killua, and the entire show focuses on Killua and Gon because they're very great friends and they go on further. And to add on, there are many arcs to this anime. It's probably the longest anime I've watched, but my favorite arc has to be the Chimera Ant arc. And anyone else who's seen this anime should know why. It's gotta be the best arc in the entire series. Do not even try to fight me. I'm sorry. Not to mention, this is another anime with a great intro. I literally know the lyrics to the second version of the intro, and it's in Japanese. That's how much I love it. Number 2. Attack on Titan. This has to be one of the best anime I've seen, and I will explain why it is on this list. So this anime is about a civilization that is jeopardized by giant humanoid creatures known as Titans that eat people, and people live in these 3 walls that were built to protect them from the Titans, but after Wall Maria is crashed through, the people are forced to move into Wall Rose. Now, this focuses around 3 kids named Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin, who initially lived in Wall Maria before it was broken down. And after it happened, they became scouts, and this mainly follows Aaron, who is trying to follow his goal of avenging his mother's death, and, as he says in the anime, slaughtering every Titan in his path. Now, there are many unknown secrets to this anime, and as it all unravels, it becomes a lot more interesting and a lot more cool to watch. So much crazy stuff happens, so many people who you build bonds with die. Won't say who, because I'm not going to spoil that for y'all. But Season 4, the first half of Season 4 just came out earlier this year, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see the second half. Though I'm also kind of sad because it'll be the last season, and I really don't want to see this end. So, manga readers, no spoilers, okay? And number 1, Beastars. Now, I could make a whole series of videos talking about how I love this one, but I will explain real quick. To be honest, I love everything about this anime, from the characters, to the songs, to the overall plot of the anime. It's very interesting and very unique. There aren't really any usual character tropes for an anime, you know? All the characters are unique in their own way, and as the series continues, you get to see new parts of them, parts that you would never expect to see. And that's one part that makes this anime so interesting to me. This show revolves around the two characters named Legoshi and Haru. Legoshi is a gray wolf and Haru is a dwarf rabbit, and they end up, well, Legoshi ends up falling in love with Haru after nearly devouring her, and he's struggling to find his way both as a carnivore and as a male, and they're trying to see if it's possible if their relationship could possibly work. And I honestly ship them so hard. I love them so much, and as a manga reader and anime watcher, I'm so glad to see what happens, and I'm so happy with how everything turns out. Season 2 was just released recently, and I loved it. It was very faithful to the manga, and I enjoyed that. Also, Season 3 is confirmed, and I'm very excited to see that happen. I cannot wait for it to be released. Also, the soundtrack and intros and outros are amazing. Couldn't be better. Let me know if you want me to talk about anime more. I would really appreciate it. Thanks, y'all.